SinCity, put your guns down and stand with me. This shit was so silly. Tore up a whole city and 2 whole families. SinCity, 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 SinCity. Let's go. Put down you guns, there's a cost to pay for the games you play. It could be your life, in a grave or a cell. Is it worth it? Nobody's perfect. Don't leave your family hurting. It ain't worth it. Hey, yeah, you put it down and walk away. Live to fight another day. There's a cost to pay for the games you play. The rest we lay. Finny, bubbly. We celebrate your life today. Many to the Lord, I hope you pray. Now they wanna take your life away, all for a YouTube page. Rest in heaven, Finny, you will be missed. Sleep like an angel, puppy, you will be missed. Sending love to the babies, they bless the world with. Condolences to your families you can no longer sit with. Sympathy to those who witness. Shout out to Las Vegas, SinCity. Put your guns down and stand with me. This shit was so silly. Tore up a whole city and 2 whole families. Stop trying to compete where you do not compare. We are all so different, so special, so rare. Create with care, share with good intentions. Subscribe with high expectations and like with love. Yours truly sneaky, 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 sneaky. Put it down, you put it down. You got it done, there's a cost to pay for the games you play. It could be your life in a grave or a cell. Is it worth it? Nobody's perfect. Don't leave your family hurting. It ain't worth it. Hey, yeah, you put it down and walk away. Live to fight another day. There's a cost to pay for the games you play. The rest we lay. Finny, believe we celebrate your life today. Many to the Lord, I hope you pray. Now they wanna take your life away, all for a YouTube page. Rest in heaven, Finny, you will be missed. Sleep like an angel, bubbly, you will be missed. Sending love to the babies they bless the world with. Condolences to your families you can no longer sit with. Sympathy to those who witness. Shout out to Las Vegas, SinCity. What I mean, to the Lord I hope you pray. Now they wanna take your life away, all for a YouTube page. Rest in heaven, Finny, you will be missed. Sleep like an angel, puppy, you will be missed. Sending love to the babies they bless the world with. Condolences to your families you can no longer sit with. Sympathy to those who witness. Shout out to Las Vegas, SinCity. Put your guns down and stand with me. This shit was so silly. Tore up a whole city and 2 whole families. Stop trying to compete where you do not compare. We are all so different, so special, so rare. Create with care, share with good intentions. Subscribe with high expectations and like with love. Yours truly, Sneaky. City and 2 whole families. SinCity, 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 SinCity. Let's go. Put down your guns, there's a cost to pay for the games you play. It could be your life, in a grave or a cell. Is it worth it? Nobody's perfect. Don't leave your family hurting. It ain't worth it.
Hey y'all, hey, can y'all hear me? How y'all doing? We are back, we are back, we are back. How's everybody doing? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. If you are here on YouTube, I appreciate you. If you are here on Twitch, I appreciate you too. And if you are here on Rumble, you are the real OG. I appreciate you too. Thank you all for being here. YouTube, Twitter, Rumble, everybody. D, thank you for being here. Crafty Kid, thank you for being here. Welcome to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. Ghost, what's up, sir? How you doing? Thank you for being here, sir. And Mags is me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Crafty Kid says, beautiful song and honor of the Finnies. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Where can we purchase this song? I'm sorry, this is a sneaky link exclusive. You gotta come here if you want to hear it. But what you can do is you can save the playlist. You can save either the podcast playlist or you can save the Mini Fanny playlist, and it is in the playlist just for you. I'm sorry. Pepino, what's up? Sound is good. Everything is clear. Looks like we are go. Sabrina, what up? Rico, what up? Lynn, how you doing, mama? Welcome back. Thank you for being in my earlier lives. I appreciate you for your support. I know that a lot of you were waiting for this here topic. Please don't forget about my other lives. Those need views as well. But I know you guys have been waiting for this. So I am going to get into the mess of the mess, okay? So just a little bit in the chat. I just want to gauge your feelings on it. Tell me how you felt about it in the chat. If you were pleased with it, if you were not pleased with it, what do you think was missing from it? Anything that you picked up on that you didn't see anybody else talk about, go ahead and drop that for me in the chat right quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my commentary on my end. Just making sure the sound is all good before I keep going and keep going. Y'all dropped some stuff in the chat for me. Let me know how y'all feeling about it. And let me get to my notes here. Okay. SinCity Julie. SinCity Julie. So a lot of the commentary that I seen was surrounding what SinCity Julie said, right? But there's some things that I want to talk about before we even get to what she said, right? Let's talk about the profile page in itself. Let's start there, okay? So one thing I noticed about the profile change, normally when you go through, something heavy in this manner and you're having a life change and you're considering cleaning up some things on your end, cleaning up your life and restarting over, which is what she wanted to portray that she was going to do, which is, pretty much start over, right? Normally, if you want to do that, there's things that you would change. The first thing I would have changed was my profile picture, my description, and things like that, so that I now look like I am changed. Like my profile fits the profile for what I'm going for, right? For my change. So the first thing I noticed is that nothing on her profile has changed. Right? The description is still the same. It says, hello guys, thank you for becoming part of my YouTube channel, SinCity Julie. I really appreciate you guys. Let's grow together, makeup, cooking, beauty, a day with Julie, and more live stream. So I'm guessing that she's going to go back to those things, which is why she didn't change it. But for me specifically, in trying to portray change like this to a mass group of people, I would have done that. There would have been visuals. It would have been a visual change, something that you can see, something that is tangible to start with. Again, I noticed that the profile picture is also still the same. And I noticed that within her description box, she still has her email listed and she still has her Cash App, meaning, she still plans on communicating the same. She plans on, moving about herself as she was moving before. And even I noticed with that short video, even that was monetized, guys. This is a monetized channel. And for that, even me just setting up that live, I would have made it so that it was not monetized. But you can still join this channel as a membership. Memberships are still going. As of right now, you can still join. So that's something that I noticed off the bat is just her page in itself, right? Now, I know that most of you in the chat, you're not content creators, you're subscribers, but I know that there are some content creators in the chat, right? So when you're setting up a live, there's certain things that you have to do. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you set up a description, right? So what I want to say is that this was not a message to the world, which is why the mass majority of the world who heard it did not feel it. This was a message to the people who have shown support to her, and that is it. This was a message to those people, to you guys who are still supporting me. This is my message to you all. And how do we know that? Because that is the name of the video. This is a message to my supporters. If you were not already supporting her, if you did not come to support her through this, then she's not talking to you, which is why you didn't feel it, right? I didn't feel it. Some of you did not feel it, and I understand that, right? The next thing I noticed is that the comments were turned off. So that means I just want to speak, and I don't really want to hear what anybody has to say. This is not about you. This is about me, right? So these are all of the things that I picked up before the video start, right? Now, as the video starts, there's other things that I pick up on. So the first thing I notice is that this was not a live video, obviously. It was an edited video, which looked like it had several takes. And those takes were put together, right? And how we can tell that, you can tell by her body position changes. In one shot, her arms are crossed one way. In the next shot, her arms are crossed the other way, right? And you can tell through the transitions that are added and things of that nature, right? So that's the setup of the page. That's the setup of the live. That's the description of the video, right? Now, body posture, right? When you're doing an interrogation, when you're looking at trying to determine whether or not something someone is saying is true, you also want to look at their body posture. It's not always about just what's being said. So some of the things that she was doing was crossing her arms, looking down, and she had her arms folded, and she was sitting upright but forward, which is a more defensive stance, and it also shows sign of fear and anxiety. So this is a woman who's actually, having a lot of anxiety about doing this. Obviously, she's afraid. I'm sure that her family has been under attack. So, she is taking a defensive stance in even giving this apology / welcome back, I'm guessing. Another thing that I noticed is that there was a lot of excessive blinking, and there were certain points when you're looking at the video and her arms are crossed, you can see that she's taking her thumb and she's pressing her thumb into her bicep, which is another sign of anxiety and nervousness. So I feel for her having to give this speech in this position. I want to know who guided her along in this. Did she have legal counsel on this? Was it just a family member sitting by saying, hey, don't put this in there, don't put that in there type thing? I really want to know the details of it, right? Now let's get into the next step of it. What does she look like, right? This is before she even says a word. These are all of the things that I'm picking up on, okay? So what does she look like? She made sure that she looked good. Not presentable, but good. Her hair was done. She had full makeup on. She had clean clothes. She had a clean background. This tells me that this was planned for. And due to the words that she used, she had some assistance in her speaking points. This is not something for a newly single mother to do, especially given with all the additional stress that is surrounding this case, right? So that's the setup of the page, the setup of the live. You got her body posture, her body language, and all of these things, and her overall appearance, before we even get to hear a word that she is saying, right? So before we get to hear anything she said, a lot of information. Let me double check in the chat, see what's going on with you guys before I move on. Just double checking in here. Oh, somebody mad already? I'm sorry. I'll see you later. Hopefully you come back around. Again, this is just me giving a visual and a audio representation of what I heard and what I saw, right? So again, I didn't just press play on the video, listen to what she said, and complain about it. And I also didn't just press play on the video, listen to what she said, and praise it. I actually diagnosed all of what I could see within that video. Okay? So what did her verbiage suggest to me? Right? That is the question. What does her verbiage suggest to me? It suggests to me that she's creating distance from Manny in the case. Why does it suggest that to me? Manny unalived Finny and Bubbly, and she referred to that as the situation. So I know a lot of the concerns were that she didn't even say their name. My first concern was that she couldn't even say what happened. She called it a situation. The situation. She then referred to Finny, Bubbly, and their loved ones as the family affected. She used words like I, me, and the kids, but did not specify which kids, and we know that several kids have been affected, not just her kids, or their kids, not just Manny and Julie's kids were affected. Obviously, Finny and Bubbly left behind children as well. Her verbiage screamed to me self-preservation. And now my question to you guys is, should she have even spoken? I honestly feel like she should not have spoken on the matter. Clearly, she did not get the best advice. It was not as well thought out as she may have planned for it to be. And I think that this is going to be a problem for her in the future. I would hope that it isn't. Again, I don't have a left or right strong, hard feeling in this. I'm not in this because I am more impartial to one party than I am the other. I literally want to know, does the law work, right? Especially as it pertains to capital punishment cases, because in 9 times out of the 10 cases, we are talking about taking one life because another life was taken. So is it right? We talked earlier about Robert Robeson, who is innocent, scheduled to be executed in just 2 short months, and he's been fighting on death row for decades. Could you imagine living every day on death row and not knowing if you're gonna die for something that you know you didn't do? Now there's a different feeling when you're in there and you're waiting for something that you know you did. Is it still hurtful? Yes. Is it hard to sit back and wait to die? Yes, that's hard. That's hard on anybody. But when you know you're innocent and you have done nothing, and you're fighting and your family's fighting and lawmakers are fighting and all of those things are happening, that's hard. So we understand that there's a challenge that's happening here. But I believe firmly that she should not have spoken on this matter at all for any reason publicly. Okay? Now, if you were going to speak on the matter, it would have had to been an apology. This felt more like a state of address. It would have needed to feel like an apology. You would have had to have said, I am sorry for these things, or I apologize for these things, or I'm sympathetic that these things have happened, or I show empathy to the people who are affected, to the families, to the children, to my children, to Finney and Bubbly's children. Any of those words and any of those arrangements would have been a more apologetic way, right? Any way that could have been said. So the fact that none of those words were used, there was not a single solitary sorry, none that was directed at the family in name and verbiage. We have a thing in our community where we say their names, and we continue to say their names so that they don't get forgotten. So when you're sitting back there, Julie, saying the family, you need to say the Finleys. The Finleys is another F word. I'm sure you can sound it out. You need to say the Finleys. And we can respect that. I'm not holding you accountable for something somebody else did. You're not on trial. You're not on trial. And that's the only thing that I'm looking at, is the trial. I have not gotten involved in any of the side conversation. I refuse to, because I don't want to fight with anybody. Something bad happened, and a lot of people were affected. And everybody on either side is upset about it, and I'm not getting in the middle. I am my own person. The kids, the family, the situation. Nothing addressed. Nothing addressed. No sense of remorse. And that's all you needed to show. And that's all you needed to do, is show remorse that it happened and give a true, honest, from your heart apology, and the world would have wrapped their arms around you, sweetheart. You have failed yourself in this matter with giving this statement. I think that while there are some people who are looking at you as innocent, there are some people who are not looking at you in that way. And because you're not on trial, this is just a matter of the court of public opinion. So that is the opinion that's going to matter for you, the court of public opinion. So when you step out onto this platform and you go to make that next video and you call yourself clicking live and you think you're going to share, and we want to hear it. We want to hear your side. I'm not saying we don't want to hear you, and I'm also not shunning you away. I want you to speak. But I need you to open up your heart, and I need you to open up your mind. And I need you to put yourself in Tanisha's shoes. Tanisha Finley's shoes. You're a woman, she's a woman. Put yourself in her shoes. Jump in front of your man and have your life ended. And then sit back and watch the world talk about it. Okay? I think you need to take a little bit more care and a little bit more time into your approach. I think that you should have someone work with you. I need you to make sure that you are being honest and sincere. And no, do not give any details of the case, honey. That is not what I'm saying. Don't come up here incriminating yourself in any kind of way. If you are going to give apology statement, do just that. You're going to have your time in court. You will get called. If it's necessary for you to be there, you're going to be there. And we're going to hear what you have to say either way. It's going to be in the records. I would suggest you grab the situation by the balls. Understand that you have children that you can still take care of while they're not here to take care of theirs, and their children have to live without a mother and a father. Understand exactly what happened, and no, we're not blaming you. You didn't pull any trigger. You didn't do the thing. You didn't pull the trigger. be mindful of your placement and role in the life that you live, that you chose, you know. I want to take a look at some of you guys in the comments and see what you guys are saying down there. Exactly. Thanks, Queen. Welcome. Thank you. Hey, Queen. Welcome. Melanated Queen. Thank you. An apology was necessary. You needed to say, I apologize. I am sorry, or something. You needed to use some formal word of apology. Definitely needed to be sincere. Open up your mind. Open up your heart. We know that this is hard. I can't even tell you what I would do if I had to stand in your shoes. And I'm grateful to all of my stars in the heavens above that I don't have to be there. But you have to figure out what you're going to do for you, because you have babies that are going to they're going to watch and see this happen. They're going to get older and they're going to know what happened, and they're going to look back at what you did. And they're going to look back at the role that you decided to take in this. And if you're teaching them right from wrong appropriately, they're gonna have opinions about your actions here. Julia never addressed her husband's actions on Unalived to people. She never said if she condoned violence or tried to stop it. Exactly. She never addressed anything. And I know some just came in, so I'm gonna recap a little bit of my points again here, just so that you guys who just came in, you understand how I looked at the video. Again, I didn't just look at it from what she said. I spoke a lot about her page, her profile, her not changing her profile picture, her not updating her description, Cash App and email still being there. You can actually still get memberships and all of these things. She's still running her live on a monetized page. This was a apology statement on a monetized page to two people who were unalived, and you got a lot of views for that. I would have turned the monetization off. That's it. I also noticed that this wasn't a message for everybody here. She stated in her description who this message was for. It was a message to her supporters. She then turned the comments off so that nobody could respond to her. This was also not a live video, but it was several takes of the video that was meshed and edited together. We can tell this. We've seen it in the position changes and the transitions between certain sections. Your arms crossed one way in one part, your arms crossed another way in another part. We also talked about the body language, the tone of voice, and her overall appearance. Signs of fear and anxiety, her looking down, her arms folded, her sitting up and forward, and again, folded arms the entire time, excessively blinking and pressing her thumb into her bicep as she spoke certain words. This is all a matter of interrogation. When you're looking at a person and you're trying to determine if what they're saying is true or false, all of these things matter. We talked about, again, her overall appearance. She did make sure she looked good. She was not presentable, but she looked good. Her hair was done. She had a full face of makeup, clean clothes, clean background. Do you know how hard it is for a single mom to get all of that together? She's a newly single mom. Her husband is not there, and she's in the middle of a whole unalivement case. I don't know a single mom who could get that all together and make that come together that right. There should have been some hiccups there. Hair maybe a little disheveled, maybe no makeup, something to let us know that you're over there feeling the effects of what is happening. Some people are in their houses pulling their hair out, trying to figure out, what's going to happen. And, you look fine and everything's fine. We talked about her verbiage. We talked about her creating the distance between her, Manny, and the case. We talked about how she referred to it as the situation when Manny unalived Finny and Bubbly. You can't say, oh, the situation. You couldn't even say Manny unalived Finny and Bubbly. You cannot say that, and you were there. She referred to Finny and Bubbly and their loved ones as the family. She could have simply said the Finleys. It's an F word, I think less letters or about the same, but she could have simply said the Finleys. We talked about her using the words I, me, the kids, the family, nothing specific to anyone. Didn't even specify which kids. Are you only talking about your kids? Are you talking about Finny and Bubbly's kids? What kids are you talking about? Like I said, this was a matter of self-preservation. And I don't think she should have spoken. I want to take a look at you guys' comments. If there's anybody who wants to sound off, I believe the link is pinned. Go ahead and sound, or you can click the link and come up if you like. Hey, Cubs, thank you. Welcome for being here. Coco X Tina, thank you for being here. Let me make sure I read your comments, Coco. Then she mentioned her kids, but never mentioned Finny and Bubbly kids. Exactly, we're saying the same thing. So we had a lot of points on the speaking aspects of it. I really wanted to make sure that I pointed out the other sides of it, because that is what an interrogator is going to look at. They're not going to only listen to her words. They're going to listen to her body, her posture, her language, her overall appearance. All of that is very important in her statement. I've heard she's not sending her kids to school this year. Just think what they be going through because of what Manny did. Not that he was really a father. It was always about him. I'm not really sure about the family background situation of it. I do hope that the kids, they need to have an education, and they're going to have to find a way to move forward too. That's why it's very important how she behaves in this manner. The thing that's wrong has already happened. The only thing that you can do now is do better and do right. Welcome to the channel. Please make sure that you guys smash that like button. If you are here on YouTube watching, I appreciate you. If you are here on Twitch watching, I appreciate you. If you are here on Rumble watching, I appreciate you too. All of the links are in the chat. If you need, in the description box. You guys can follow me on each of the platforms. I do have exclusive content, mini content on each of the different platforms. Let's see. Who is this? No, hold on. Let me put on a banner right quick, because I'm not really sure who you are. Hang on a second. Let me just get up an overlay. I'll put this. Is it going to cover it? Hold on. Oh, you dropped? Okay. I'm not sure you know who you were, no. But if you want to come back up, you can. If you don't, cool by me as well. If and when she goes live, there will be 100 blocks. I think that she should turn, I would set my privacies up a little bit different, ban a bunch of words, and just let the people say what they're going to say. You know, I wouldn't even read the chat if I was her. I would be just giving my commentary and going if I was her. I wouldn't say much. Definitely Coach did. I don't think she should talk about the case. She shouldn't be talking about the case. I don't even know why she did that live. If I was her, I would have just popped on at Walmart and not said nothing about it if you were going to do that. Yeah, she did say situation. She did pronounce that wrong. I did hear that. And again, calling it the situation and not saying Manny, unalived, Finny, and Bubbly, which is the situation, that's big. That's different. It was very, very disrespectful to Finny, Bubbly, and the children, and the family. Their family is watching. You know, the families are watching. It's the reason why I mince my words and I try to give words of encouragement encouragement. I try to just say what's right and what's wrong and move on and leave a lot of personal opinions out of it. So therefore, I don't have a side. There's no bias. We're literally going to talk about what happens in the courtroom. But I because it may be important in the courtroom. Someone wrote her a script on what to say. You can tell they had those words written for her to read next to the camera. Yeah, you can tell, and you can also tell where exactly it was edited at. You can see which part of which video was together with the other part, and you can hear it also. One was in a lower tone, and you can tell she elevated her tone just a little bit on the second take, and those videos were kind of like pushed together, so you can hear it. If you listen good, you can hear it. It's definitely so sad for the kids. God bless Finny and the family. Julie doesn't speak like that, and we all know it. It was scripted by someone else. He just wanted to basically say, I'm going to be back on YouTube, and that's it. And that's why I made sure that I talked about the setup of the page. Nothing changing. She didn't even change her profile picture. When you're screaming, you're going to change something in your life, and you want to start something new on a platform like this, that would have been the first thing I would have said. Well, so you're saying it's still okay for them on live? No, it's never okay. Hey, Gracie Kennedy, I'm Rodney Finley's mother, and I do not think she should have said anything like right now. Hello, Miss Kennedy. First, I want to say to you, I send my deepest condolences to you and your family. And I'm so very sorry that you are experiencing this. I've wrapped my arms around you, and I hope that I am respectfully approaching this with an open mind and an open heart. Again, my condolences to you and your family. Before you make me cry, and I have to have this conversation on a public platform, I would like to speak to you if you would like to. My email and all of my contacts, my Instagram, however you want to contact me, is in the description box. And I'm going to leave a special message for you at the ending of this video in the chat, okay? So thank you for being here, and thank you for blessing the platform. Again, my heart goes out to you and to your family. I know what it's like to lose a child in a family, and it's not easy. So my heart be it to you and yours. Why should she be treated like she did? The DA knows more than we do. And again, that's why I tend to speak just from the case. If there's a reason for her to be called, there will be a habeas corpus. We did talk about that. There will be a motion set. And that's why I made sure I went over those motions and made sure that you guys know what they are. That one's on the backup page on an exclusive mini-series. But it's over there, and it tells you exactly what I think is going to happen as far as that. I do believe that there will be a habeas corpus. I do think she's going to get called into the courtroom. And yes, thank you, Miss Kennedy, Finley family mom, for being here. We appreciate her so very much. If women were responsible for their husband's crime, there would be a million more women in prison. That's the truth, and we don't want to hold people accountable. And I've said from the very beginning, I'm looking at the case. The person who is on trial here is Manuel Ruiz. Every start of my video is the state versus Manuel Ruiz, because that is the person who is on trial. That is what we're looking at. I only am speaking on this because I believe they will be called into the courtroom at some point. Prayers to the family. People were insensitive to her. I'm sure that they were. She should have waited until the case was over, but I'm sure she needs the money now. My suggestion to her would be do anything else. I don't know if there's a car around. Everybody needs to be driving Uber or something. Get you a mask, get a disguise, put on a hat, change your hair color, and go out and make you some money. But to come back to this platform and set high expectations is going to set yourself up for failure. I would lower the bar. And just do what you want to do if you're going to do what you want to do. And don't expect anything from anybody else. It's not fair. It's not fair to the subscribers, the content creators. It's not fair to the families, the victims. It's not fair to yourself. Don't set the expectation. Julie's was used for content for years. So many people made money off of making funny of her looks, her kids. Now she's supposed to be sorry. Um, that's between her and God. I don't have to deal with her. Neither do you. Neither do anybody else that's in this chat. Everybody here is going to be answering for their actions, right? So if I am not mindful of my content and the way that I treat and talk to people in the chat and the way that I respond to you, sir, and everyone else, that is my bad actions in this part. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm responsible for mine. I don't want this to continue. I don't want to see more people get hurt. So that's the that's the position that I'm taking. Okay. And whether or not she is sorry, or if she's supposed to be sorry or not, that's a personal problem. That's a personal thing. And she's going to have to talk to somebody about that, whether it be God, a judge, or somebody, but it ain't going to be me. Right? Yes, Miss Kennedy, we hope that you are doing well. We are praying for you. We're praying for your strength. Condolences to you and the entire family. Peace and comfort. We are wishing the blood of Jesus over you and all that is necessary for you to find a stillness while you wait for your calm after the storm. There's a lot of things that can be done at home as well, from home. Yep. She has a 5-year-old. Should we charge him too? How about his cousins? How about his friends? If I'm charging everybody. Well, sir, I hope that you are not charging everybody. I'm not charging everybody. The kids have absolutely nothing to do with this. There's innocent children hurting on both sides. Okay? On both sides. I think that if we all stop inserting our personal feelings and we all just worry about, is the law working correctly? Then guess what? The law will work correctly on both ends, right? So there's going to be a guilty or innocent at the end of this, either way. And somebody's going to be hurt, either way. We need to make sure that the case is being followed properly, that the proper evidence is being input, the proper people are being spoken to, and we get the right income. Nobody has to have any preconceived feelings or notions about anybody else outside of the courtroom, outside of Manuel Ruiz, SinCity-MannyWise, right? Unfortunately, some of these things happen, right? So if that's what it is, then that's what it is. You're going to have to figure out a way to make you, Julie, you're going to have to make yourself feel okay with what happened in your life. My opinion is not going to matter. These opinions are really not going to matter as much. If you don't find a way to sit right with yourself, you are going to live in pain forever. Thank you for the prayers, but I need to know how to move on because I'm so brokenhearted. My son and I talked every day, 2 or 3 times a day. I miss him so much. Miss Kennedy, I'm always here. I'll make sure I drop my phone number for you. I always need somebody to talk to, and I'm sure I aggravated the hell out of my mom enough. So maybe a little bit of my aggravation on you, because I'm a little sister and I know how to be one. So maybe we can all come together and wrap our arms around you. If there's anything that we can do, if you need us to show up for you in somehow, some way, please let us know. The internet is big. There's people all over this internet. If we need to find a group of people to come sit with you and hug you and pray with you and love you and catch those phone calls and catch those conversations that you are going to be missing, please let us know. That is going to be the way for you to be able to move forward. You won't have to ask for help, Mom. Okay? You're going to have to ask for help when you need it. You're going to have to ask for a hug when you need one. You're going to have to ask for support when you need it as well, right? And I do not believe in the death penalty. I'm a born-again Christian. And that is where my research initially began, Miss Kennedy. I have been covering death penalty cases. That is the reason why I'm on this case today, for no other reason other than that. I want to make sure that the process works properly. If you take a life and you are guilty of taking a life, are we in a society where it is a life for life? Are we in a society where there is room for reform? Or what kind of society are we living in? And I'm not really sure about where I 100% stand in that. I just want to know, is the system that they have in place as of now working properly? If it were my family member, I would say let me deal with it. Just get me and 10 of my cousins and let us take care of it. And let us get our justice our way. I would take it like that. I'd probably even take it, maybe even the old school, and take you out in the field and just stone you. So you can feel every bit of hurt that I've hurt. Or something like that. I don't know how I would feel. I can't say that because I'm not in your shoes. What I can say is that I believe that you have a big, beautiful heart even by making this statement. It says a lot about you. It says more about you than Julie could say for herself when she couldn't even say your family name. I appreciate you, Miss Kennedy. And anything that I can do to help, please let me know. I know exactly how you feel, Miss Kennedy. My 19-year-old son passed away a few years ago. I received grief therapy. Maybe something you might want to consider. Definitely grief therapy. Definitely friend groups. Definitely opening up your heart and your mind to things that are new, people that are new. You're going to gain a whole new set of children up underneath you. People who just want to love on you simply for what you've gone through. If I was you, I would open up my heart to that. Maybe you can also get a P.O. box. I'm sorry, I'm just losing my voice talking about this. I've been talking all day, and I'm really choked up and trying not to cry. But maybe you can get a P.O. box so that we can send you some letters of encouragement. Maybe that will help. Obviously, some things will slip through the cracks. You can have it filtered through someone, get somebody else to read them first before you just open them up and read them. Somebody who can take it. But that would be awesome as well. Is there anything that we can do as far as a memorial for you here that would be helpful? You tell us. You tell us. You tell me, and I will make it happen. Continue prayers to you, for woman of God. I know God will give you the strength to carry on until He calls you home. I believe it's no coincidence you are on the Sneaky Links page, divine appointment. I believe that it is a divine appointment as well. I am so happy that she is here. And I have been praying for this family for some time now. And I have been very quiet. I have been praying for both families. I have been praying for these children. It's the children that I'm most worried about. You know, somebody did something wrong. And somebody didn't do nothing at all. Either way, kids on both ends have to be destroyed. I can't even imagine how I would go through something like this. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I think a lot of you should stop lying to yourselves, because you don't know how you will react in a situation. You gotta feel a pain like this in order to know your next steps. As you can see, Miss Kennedy is still finding her way to her next steps, and she's asking for our help. So you can't be sure that you know yours either. Wow. And I understand what this is like. I had a death in my family. I lost both my niece and my nephew, and they were babies. They were not even 10 years old yet. I understand what it's like to lose a child in a family, which is why it's very hard for me. It's getting harder and harder for me to speak, because I'm trying to not be emotional here. It's a very heartbreaking story, and a lot of people are hurt, and I think that everybody needs to stop. Just stop. Take a step back and put yourself in every single person's shoes and realize that everybody had a little piece of hurt. Everybody was hurting over something. Nobody's hurt is bigger than the next hurt. Just do that. Okay? If you can do that, you can find yourself some solace in this situation. You can find yourself some peace. And then you have to understand how God works. God don't work on your time. You have to be still while you're waiting, right? That's what it says. You have to be still. So in the midst of all of this, you have to find peace and stillness in order to receive your next blessing, in order to be able to move on. So that's what I'm praying for you for, Miss Kennedy. You going to the doctor tomorrow. I'm going to pray on that. We're going to need you to take you a nice bath. We need to get you blessed up. We're going to need to get you opened up. We're going to need you to sit in some Florida water. Everybody in the chat, I need y'all to make sure y'all throwing prayer hands in the chat for Miss Kennedy. This is something that's not hard to go through. Okay? Them not easy to go through, okay? Please remember that it's innocent people on both sides. And only one person is on trial here, and that person has not been named guilty yet. We have to let these things that are going to happen in the court happen. And while we're waiting for those things to happen, we have to pray for the people who are left behind, for the other people who have witnessed it. There's people who are nowhere near connected to this case. There are people who are standing right there who can't sleep, who are dreaming about this situation, who have to live with this situation, and they don't even know why. Okay? So when you're in these chats and you're giving your opinions, and I know it's very easy. It's very easy to throw up a mean comment. It's very easy to be an asshole. You're behind a keyboard. Can't nobody see you. You can say the worst fucked up shit and nobody won't know who said it. Or we don't get to look into your soul and see that you're a bad person because you said it behind the keyboard. But a spirit sit behind those things, right? And while you saying those things and you're spewing the evil and the hurt that is hurting either party at this point, these are things that can come back around. These are things that end up coming up in your life. These are things that end up coming back to you in certain ways. If it don't come back to you, it come back to your children, to your family. These are the things that you want to stray away from. You guys that are adding to the problem, that are putting those nasty comments in the chat, is already people dead. It's already people dead. I don't know what more do y'all want to see from this. Close your mouth, push the keyboard back, open your mind, your heart, and your ears. Listen to what has happened, and don't carry this with you into making more mistakes, into doing more things wrong. Don't be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. Is not enough. You guys were close to these people. Some people in the chat have broken bread with Manny and Julie. They have broken bread with Finny and Bubbly. They have spent time. They have had holidays. You guys are closer to these families than I am. Where is your level of respect for either family? When do you allow your morals to step in and take over? That is what I want you to be mindful of. That is the problem that we are having. That is the issue that needs to be addressed. It's considered negative or disrespectful to blame anybody who was charged with a crime. Weird. This is kind of a statement and a question. So, is it considered a negative or disrespectful if you don't blame anybody who wasn't charged with the crime? If you're blaming somebody who is not charged with a crime for that crime, yes, we're not blaming anybody over here. And those people who are putting blame on anybody, those are the people that you need to stray away from. We're simply talking about facts from the case. And the only reason why we're talking about Julie right now is because I believe she made a statement that is going to be entered into this case. Okay? So that's the only reason why we're here. 702, I see you have very strong comments. I don't block nobody here. I let you guys say what you want to say. Just don't be disrespectful. And I need you to open up your heart and your mind a little bit more to the situation and step away from the people. If you guys step away from your personal attachments to the people, then you will find that you can understand the facts of this case. Does that make sense? I was on the phone with my son and I seen Manny walk up to him and shoot him. And my daughter-in-law, my son said, "Mom, I can't talk to you right now. I'm live streaming." I do apologize, Miss Kennedy, because I did play that 911 call and I cried. And I listened to those 911 calls, and I have been praying and feeling for everyone involved. It was not just the Finley family that was calling in. I am so sorry to you, Miss Kennedy. If you need me to even discontinue this content at any time to make yourself feel better, you let me know that as well, because I don't have to do it. I'm hoping that I can bring some understanding to the case, some support for your family, support for the children and the families that are involved, both sides. So if that is what will also help, you let me know that as well, okay? This is awful situation. Hey, AK Bay, welcome. Thank you for being here. Angie V, thank you for being here. Such a sad situation, such a sad situation. Guys, if you don't mind, I'm just going to take a quick little break. I'm going to take a quick little break, just a 1-minute break so that I could refresh my throat. We're going to wrap up, and I'm going to give last statements, take any final questions or anything like that from the chat when I come back. And then I'll let you guys get out of here. But just give me a break. Give me like a minute just to get some water in me and things like that, okay? 1 moment.
I see you. I see you. And you're still looking and I'm looking. Get your ass up off the pressure sticks twerking. And your clouds see the like the pickers working. Now drop some links in the chat, you little sneakies, it's some shit going down. Let's take a peeky. Who the fuck is you? Just call me sneaky. Ayo sneaky, ayo sneaky.
Okay, guys, I just needed to sip on some water and kind of gather my throat and myself here a little bit. Again, be mindful of your comments. Act like, this was your family, and what would you want, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's a lesson that we learn in kindergarten. Just be mindful. I understand what you put out into this world has a way of coming back to you in a way that you wouldn't believe. So it may not affect you directly. It may affect your family members, somebody that you love, your children, your neighbors. It may affect someone very close to you in a very negative way, the negative energy that you put out into the world. All right? Again, don't just listen to what she said. Think about how the page is set up. Think about how she set the live up. No comments. Edited videos. All mushed together. All the signs of fear, anxiety, looking down, folding the arms, sitting upward and forward, the excessive blinking, how she made herself appear to be perfect, looked good, hair good, background clean, all of that is all polished and done. How could you possibly? We have a mother here falling apart in the chat, and we have another mother who's all dolled up, full face of makeup, ready to hit the live button. We talked about her verbiage and her creating distance between herself, Manny, and the case. We talked about how she used the word situation instead of saying Manny and Manny unalived, Finney and Bubbly. We talked about how she referred to Finney and Bubbly and their loved ones and family as the family. She couldn't even say the Finleys. She used words like I, me, the kids, not specifying whose kids she was talking about or any of those things like that. Self-preservation. And should she have spoken at all? That's what this video was about today, guys. And that's all this video was about. I just picked up on a lot of things that was different to me. And was she in a defensive stance? Yes. And I'm sure that's because she's been defending herself. And probably not to just us here on YouTube, probably other friends, other family members. I don't know what their home situation is like. I don't know what the in-law situation is like. Sometimes we don't even like our in-laws. So I don't know what is going on for this young lady. What I would suggest to you, Julie, is to do not speak on the situation at all anymore. Don't even refer to it until you have counsel on how to do that. You need an Olivia Pope. I don't know if you know who Olivia Pope is, but if you've ever seen Scandal, you're going to need someone to clean up the shit that Manny has left around you. Unfortunately, right now, you're in the toilet bowl of it swirling around. But you're going to have to figure out a way how to get your kids and yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually sound. That is your job as a mom. Unfortunately, him doing this and doesn't give you an out in life as a mom. And unfortunately, you still have a lot here out in the world to deal with while he is in there. And I'm praying for you. No mom deserves to be left in this sort of disarray. Your involvement in it is not my concern as of now. If there is a habeas corpus into which you enter that court, I will be watching. I will be detailing. And this live is going to come back up. I can feel it. I would suggest you get counseling in. And I would suggest you do something other than Uber. There's lots of things you can do. Instead of YouTube, there's lots of things you can do. Uber's one of them. There's all kinds of surveys and things that you can fill out. You go donate something. There's lots of things that you can do to make money. I don't think that YouTube is going to be the best way for you right now. At least not without counsel. So go ahead and get that for yourself. Okay? Get that for yourself. Now, Miss Kennedy, I thank you and continue with the content. Again, I will be making sure that I continue to cover this story with respects to both families by limiting my commentary to information that is coming strictly from the courtroom. Ms. Kennedy, I do hope that one day we're able to have a conversation. I am going to leave a comment in the video after it ends. I'm going to leave a comment specifically for you. Just come back to the video. I'm going to make sure that you have my contact information there. It's also in the description box. If you happen to not be able to make your way back, you can click on my about section. You can get my email address. You can get all the things you need there. You can get to my Instagram. You can get to me on Discord. Any which way you need to contact me, you can contact me there. I'm going to send my prayers to you. I pray for continued strength. I pray for your peace and stillness in this time. I pray that God wraps his arms around you and your family and the children that remain and the children on both sides and the family that are on both sides that are hurting. I think that as of right now, we're going to be done. We're going to be done with this. Thank you, Miss Kennedy. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. It was my pleasure to have you, and I'm not going to stop thinking about you tonight. Just so you know. So if you do not happen to reach out to me, please know that somebody, me, is out here worried and thinking of you. Please like this video. Please share this video with good intentions. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel with high expectations, and please make sure that you like with love. To all those who are here with me on YouTube, I appreciate you. To all of those who are here with me on Twitch, I appreciate you. And to all of you on Rumble watching, I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you for being here.
SinCity, put your guns down and stand with me. This shit was so silly. Tore up a whole city and 2 whole families. SinCity, 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 SinCity. Let's go. Put down your guns, there's a cost to pay for the games you play. It could be your life, in a grave or a cell. Is it worth it? Nobody's perfect. Don't leave your family hurting. It ain't worth it. Hey, yeah, you put it down and walk away. Live to fight another day. There's a cost to pay for the games you play. The rest relay. Finny, gotta believe. We celebrate your life today. Many to the Lord, I hope you pray. Now they wanna take your life away off for a YouTube page. Rest in heaven, Finny, you will be missed. Sleep like an angel, puppy, you will be missed. Sending love to the babies, they bless the world with. Condolences to your families you can no longer sit with. Sympathy to those who witness. Shout out to Las Vegas, SinCity. Put your guns down and stand with me. This shit was so silly. Tore up a whole city and 2 whole families. Stop trying to compete where you do not compare. We are all so different, so special, so rare. Create with care, share with good intentions. Subscribe with high expectations, and like with love. Yours truly sneaky, 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 sneaky. Put it down, you put it down. You got it done, there's a cost to pay for the games you play. It could be your life in a grave or a cell. Is it worth it? Nobody's perfect. Don't leave your family hurting. It ain't worth it. Hey, yeah, you put it down and walk away. Live to fight another day. There's a cost to pay for the games you play. The rest we lay. Finny, God believe we celebrate your life today. Many to the Lord, I hope you pray. Now they wanna take your life away, all for a YouTube page. Rest in heaven, Finny, you will be missed. Sleep like an angel, bubbly, you will be missed. Sending love to the babies they bless the world with. Condolences to your families you can no longer sit with. Sympathy to those who witness. Shout out to Las Vegas, SinCity. What I mean, to the Lord I hope you pray. Now they wanna take your life away, all for a YouTube page. Rest in heaven, City, you will be missed. Sleep like an angel, puppy, you will be missed. Sending love to the babies they bless the world with. Condolences to your families you can no longer sit with. Sympathy to those who witness. Shout out to Las Vegas, SinCity. Put your guns down and stand with me. This shit was so silly. Tore up a whole city and 2 whole families. Stop trying to compete where you do not compare. We are all so different, so special, so rare. Create with care, share with good intentions. Subscribe with high expectations, and like with love. Yours truly, Sneaky.